So that actually hurts my eyes. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day and a safe day. The Harry Potter reunion has officially come out on HBO Max, and I was so excited to watch this. It's crazy to think that it's been 10 years since the last Harry Potter film came out and 20 years since the first Harry Potter film came out. I was like 1 when the first film came out, so I don't remember it, but that's crazy. So this reunion, as it was shown in the trailers, is reuniting a bunch of the cast and crew to put together the celebration of the Harry Potter films, and I was excited for it and looking forward to it, but I was wondering how necessary this would be. It's only been 10 years since the series ended. Is it really at a time now where we should celebrate Harry Potter like it's already been so long? That was concerning. The Friends reunion on HBO Max, which was amazing, that was at least 15 years since the show had ended. And I think Rupert Grint even at one point mentions he doesn't feel like it's time for a reunion yet. That being said, I'm really happy with what they did here, and it was actually a lot of fun to watch. First of all, I'm so glad that the reunion was over an hour long. It was an hour and 45 minutes, so we're getting a lot of time dedicated to getting to know and getting to see some of these actors that we've seen grow up on screen, and get to see where they were at and what their headspace was and what they were thinking and how everybody's journey was a little bit different. I didn't know that Daniel Radcliffe's parents didn't want him to act at all. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit hard to, agree to having a child star in like 7 or 8 films and take all this time away from his personal life to do these films. I didn't know that Emma Watson almost quit the series halfway through, and I didn't know that Rupert Grint, I don't know, he's just doing fine, I guess. Besides the main trio, we also get Tom Felton, who played Draco. We actually get Robbie Coltrane, who played Hagrid. The twins are back. Arthur Weasley's back. Dean and Neville are back. Luna's back. Bellatrix is back. Voldemort's back. We get a lot of really great names and faces that we've seen for so long. There are some people who are obviously missing. Alan Rickman and Richard Harris and some of the other actors who sadly have passed away couldn't be part of the reunion. So they actually do a good portion of this, about 10 or 15 minutes or so, of dedicated time to talking about some of these actors who have passed, and it didn't seem very shoehorned in. It just seemed nice. I guess if anything, the reunion had to be now because they looked at the amount of people who have already passed away, and half of your cast is gone. So it kind of is now or never, I suppose. Dumbledore was missing. Maggie Smith as McGonagall was missing, but we did get Gary Oldman back. You got Gary Oldman to do the Harry Potter reunion, I think you're sold. This is a legendary actor, so very cool that we got to see him. And I love when there's a part where Gary Oldman and Daniel Radcliffe are just talking to each other, and I just love the interaction that those two have, and they show some behind the scenes stuff of them two interacting. It's just wonderful to see. It's just really heartwarming to see them just having a good it's just nice to see them having a good time together, and I really appreciated them having moments like that. A lot of the cast has stories about how hard it was to take 10 years out of your life to do something like this, but most of the reunion was celebrating the Harry Potter films, and I was so excited when I got to see all of the directors have extended portions dedicated to just them talking about how they created the films. They brought back Chris Columbus, who's one of my favorite directors, and he did the first 2 Harry Potter films, so he had, I think, the most screen time in this, so I was really happy to see him talk about how he created the world, how he started it, how he felt the entire time, because he always seems like a really relaxed and chill dude, and so hearing him say that he was freaking out a lot of the time, but had to just remain cool and calm, and how he sort of worked through some of the issues that the film was having, I thought was really cool, and I really liked hearing what he had to say. Alfonso Cuarón, who did Prisoner of Azkaban, in my opinion, the best directed Harry Potter film. I loved hearing what he had to say and how he really dived into the characters and wanted to understand this world a little bit more and flesh it out so it has a little bit of individuality. Mike Newell, who directed Goblet of Fire, I always thought Goblet of Fire was just sort of an alright Harry Potter film. I like it, but it's a little bit weird and different. Hearing Mike Newell talk about Goblet of Fire, about how it's a coming-of-age story, about how it's like a high school teenage film, hearing him talk about some of the themes in the film and what it meant to him and how he crafted it, it actually made me appreciate Goblet of Fire a little bit more. And then, of course, David Yates, who directed Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. He didn't have a lot of screen time because I guess he didn't have a lot to say, but it was really cool seeing him and him talk about his perspective and how he wanted to finish off the saga, and just sort of some of the techniques he used, I suppose, while filming. But for me, getting to see all of the directors sit down and just talk about creatively what they wanted to do with the series was like one of the highlights of the reunion for me. Some people are obviously going to get more screen time than others. Daniel Radcliffe is in this quite a bit. Emma Watson's in it a lot. Rupert Grint's in it. Rupert Grint looks like he hasn't really cared about Harry Potter, and that's not a bad thing. He talks about how he has kids now. He has a father. He's a husband. So he has like the most normal life, I feel like, compared to Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe. But getting to see all three of them still interact and have a good time was really heartwarming for me to see. And then, of course, there are some other jokes sprinkled here and there. They had Tom Felton walk up to the guy who played Neville and Dean, talk about, oh, look at the couple of Gryffindors. You know, some little jokes like that just made the whole thing seem like everybody was happy to be there and that they appreciated this film series for what it was, which I appreciate. You know, Harry Potter gave everybody a place to feel like they belong, who never felt like they belonged before. You know, I have comfort watching Harry Potter and reading Harry Potter, and so this series means a lot to a lot of people, and myself included. Just getting a reunion that just celebrates everything that Harry Potter was, and getting to see the cast and the crew come back together, and just have a good time seeing each other, especially in the midst of a pandemic that has made it hard to see anybody. It was just really nice to see it, and I really appreciated them doing this and making it as good as they were able to. You know, getting the old set locations, getting a lot of the actors and actresses, because you're not going to get every character. You know, in the Friends reunion, they got the main 6 characters. They brought back Janice, Richard, Monica and Ross's parents, Gunther. So you've hit most of the major characters there. Harry Potter has such a wide, you know, list of characters that even if you had half of them, it would still feel like you're missing some key people. But I feel like they did as good of a job as they could have. There were a couple of weird edits that I noticed. Right as the In Memoriam section was ending, there was like a weird little cut-off section where, like, I guess they forgot to either like cut off some of the footage or start the new footage, because there was like just a lot of black screen space for about 5 seconds. Sometimes the sound was a bit weird, and sometimes things felt a little shoehorned in, like they had to get the conversation going. But once the conversation got going, it was great, and I really enjoyed it. I'm not really sure how to judge a reunion or score a reunion, especially one that's just celebrating what the series was. It's almost like a documentary in a way, because they show a lot of behind the scenes. They show a lot of how they crafted the series. So it's a reunion mixed with a documentary with a lot of interviews. So I'm not sure how to score this. So I'm going to say, go watch the reunion, because you'll have a good time, just like I did, if you like Harry Potter. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have you watched the reunion, and which is your favorite Harry Potter film? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to hear what you guys have to say. Get a Pepsi while you're at it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.